When you say meditation, there's tons of meditation that's out there, from music meditation to crystal meditation, vibrational meditation, yoga. How did you determine which one was most suited for you and your pain?
Yeah. So I went through everything.
Why did that not surprise me? If you're gonna use piss, you might as well try everything else, right?
Well, I'd also, I'd gone to drama school. I'd sat on a yoga block and tried to breathe out of my sphincter. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I already tried this woo-woo stuff, and I went on endless diets and things. I basically got to the last house on the block, as it were.
Right.
And then I knew I needed a teacher. And someone said to me, try this meditation. It can give your body 2 to 5 times more deep rest than sleep. And I thought, it's not going to work. So I went down to this place in Baldwin Hills. The teacher is now passed on, was on the edge of Baldwin Hills and what they call in Los Angeles the jungle. And there I did. I stuck out like a sore thumb, this white woman walking down into this neighborhood. And I thought, well, I'm either going to learn meditation or today I actually die. And either way, I was fine. I was in that much pain. I'm like, either way, I'm just fine. It doesn't matter. And this woman showed me the results of blood pressure on this meditation. She talked to me about how it's helped the body. And then I gave her my last money. I paid her back then $400. It was my last disability check because they cut you off after a period of time. You can't get paid if you haven't worked, basically. So, excuse me, I thought I'd try it. And so I went back home, and it was a course over a series of 4 days. I followed her instructions. I was so positive it was not going to work. But within the first day, I came home and you're told to do your homework, which is you try the meditation on your own. And I did it for 20 minutes. I thought it was horrible. I kept looking at the clock. In fact, I still have the clock here in my room, and it's not working properly, but I still have the clock because it was that important for me to remember this.
Right.
And after that 20 minutes, I lay down for what was normally my 3 hour nap because I wasn't sleeping at night, right? So I couldn't sleep the night. So I lay down for an afternoon nap. And within 5 to 10 minutes, Andre, it was pretty clear my body was not going to sleep.
Right.
And then my friend said, how did it go? How did it go? I said, oh, I don't know about this meditation. It's just bollocks. I mean, I just sat there in a lot of pain and I lay down and I couldn't even sleep. Right. And she then said to me, I'm sorry. You're telling me you've done this meditation the first day, twice a day, 20 minutes each, 40 minutes total. You no longer have to sleep for 3 hours in the afternoon. And it was then that I understood the depth and power of that practice, that it didn't matter what I thought. All that mattered was I kept doing it. I kept doing it. I had lots of pillows and things, and I did it to the point that I realized that within a couple of years, well, maybe 3 or 4 years into it, it came the opportunity to become a teacher. I was still on disability. I'd actually got a small part in a big film. It became this huge film when I first got hurt, when I was still walking around. And the royalties from that kept me being able to pay my bills. I subletted out my apartment. I was pet sitting. I was still a hard worker, even though I was hurt,
Mhm.
because my family couldn't really support me. And then someone who could support me, like my father, wanted to control me. So I was like, well, I'm not doing that. Again, like, I'm not doing that. I got to live my truth. And I don't want to be beholden to anything that's keeping me repressed. Right.
Right. Right.
And so, um, I, mm, I ended up then having the opportunity to become a teacher, and synchronicity would have it that had Arnold Schwarzenegger then became the governor of California, and he cut all the benefits. Like, there was no vocational rehab for me anymore. Um, they just wanted to move people through the workman's comp system. So what was promised a substantial amount of money
Mhm.
became almost pennies. It was never going to pay for my life medical care. I took it to get out because I realized at that point the system was only hurting me mentally. And having had that cognition that a lot of my injury is about my mindset and my nerves
Mm.
and how I deal with my body, I was like, I'm done. I would do yoga with a specialized class, and the average age was 72 in me. Like, that's how I functioned at my young age. And so I took that money, and it was in alignment with how much this meditation course was. I went to India, and then I became a teacher of the meditation because I knew for me, the only way I ever really learned something is if I learn how to teach it.